Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are featuring the San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants. It is the first game of the series at Oracle Park. And we will give you all the action for the game tonight, and we'll be back for the game tomorrow night as well. So hopefully you guys can tune us in, whether you listen live or on delay. Well, first of all, I'm going to give you the starting lineups for the San Diego Padres. Both of these teams here tonight, as they will be taking on one another, are in a battle for playoff position. The Padres are in a much better spot right now. They're finding themselves two back of the Dodgers in the National League West. The Giants are an even 59-59. They're playing .500 ball. They are 9 back of the Dodgers. And ironically, only have a couple game lead on the Diamondbacks, who keep lingering around. Over in the wild card race, that is where it will count more than likely for both of these ball clubs, as the Padres are sitting in the second spot in the wild card contention, although, as we said, they're only a couple games back of the Dodgers. The Giants find some bodies in front of them. They are 4 back for the last wild card spot. The Cardinals are 3.5 back, Reds are 2 back, and in that final playoff spot in the wild card picture is the New York Mets. And the Mets have been awful lately. They have lost 9 of their past 10. They're losers of 7 straight. So there's an opportunity here for the Giants and the others to potentially reel them back in. Well, as we said, first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups tonight for the visitors from San Diego. Leading off and playing in right field is number 23, Fernando Tatis Jr. Hitting second and playing first base is number 4, Luis Arias. Hitting in the third spot and playing third base is number 13, Manny Machado. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 32, Ryan O'Hearn. Batting fifth in center field is number 3, Jackson Merrill. Batting in the sixth spot and playing shortstop is number 2, Xander Bogaerts. Batting seventh in left field today is number 30, Gavin Sheets. Hitting eighth and playing second base is number 9, Jake Cronenworth. Batting ninth and doing the catching is number 54, Freddie Fermin. And they are going to be facing Logan Webb, the ace of the Giants staff. He goes with a 10-8 record. He's worked 147 in the third innings. He's allowed 150 hits, 57 runs, 53 of which have been earned, walking 34 and striking out 165, all while pitching to an ERA of 3.24. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from San Diego. Now your starting lineup for the Giants from San Francisco. Leading off tonight and in center field is number 17, Helio Ramos. Batting second and doing the designated hitting is number 16, Rafael Devers. Hitting third at shortstop is number 2, Willie Adames. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 7, Dominic Smith. Batting fifth at third base is number 26, Matt Chapman. Hitting in the sixth spot and in center field is number 51, Jung-Hoo Lee. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 14, Patrick Bailey. Hitting eighth tonight at second base is number 50, Christian Koss. And batting ninth in right field is number 61, Drew Gilbert. And they're going to be facing Yu Darvish, who takes to the hill. He's making his 7th start of the year. He's got a 1-3 record with working 27 2/3 innings. He's allowed 26 hits, 20 runs, all have been earned. Walking 11, striking out 23, and pitching to a 6.51 earned run average. Titus is in the house, the hobbyist is in the house, and we are in the house. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Logan Webb has taken to the hill to begin his tune-up tosses as we're ready to get this one underway. The hobbyist in the house tonight, as we said. Chris, welcome to the channel. And we are glad that you are with us. God is great said, what? No Dodgers game? Not in this world tonight. We looked at it and we said, what would be a much more entertaining or competitive matchup? Well, we certainly think these two teams here in the National League West would be that as well. Dodgers are playing the Angels in that one tonight, and I can't really get myself up to, or bring myself up to calling the Angels. I know, yes, Ohtani is playing, and certainly the Angels are in that one there, with Soriano going head-to-head against Yamamoto. But we've chosen to put our eggs in the Yu Darvish basket tonight, and that is where we are sticking with here this evening. So it is going to be coming to bat Fernando Tatis Jr., Luis Arias, and Manny Machado to face the right-hander Logan Webb. When Webb is on, I have to tell you, he is like playing wiffle ball. That's how the balls look like it comes. Our friend Hobbyist says he can't stay long. The robot will be shutting down the house soon. Now, that's unfortunate. But when you have children, and probably getting close to being teenage years for some of the hobbyists' children now, I would think that the robot will be shutting it down pretty quickly. Well, that brings Tatis Jr. to the plate. He is hitting .262 on the year, 17 homers and 46 runs driven in. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for ball one. And we are underway at 6:46 Pacific time, local time. Again, the right-hander rocks into the delivery, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Fielded neatly by Koss. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Tatis Jr. Ground out 4-3. So one gone in the books. That'll bring up the first baseman and Luis Arias. Our friend Titus asked if we're going to do the Japanese game today. No Japanese till the weekend. We're going to do today and tomorrow with the Padres and Giants. Nothing on Wednesday and Thursday. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Arias. Arias batting .295, 6 homers to go with 44 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This is grounded softly to the right side. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, Dominic Smith, who will step on the bag. And Arias is retired on a ground out to 3 for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the third baseman and Manny Machado. Hobbyist says his oldest has started high school. Time flies when you're having fun. And to think about it, 5-6 years ago when you were starting the YouTube journey, as the first pitch is delivered to Machado, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That who would have thought that you would have been in a situation that the daughter is now in high school? So that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. But that is such as life. You blink in an eyelid, and the next thing you know, things change in a big-time hurry. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that just misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Machado. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Webb working quickly, getting the sign from his catcher Bailey, rocks into the delivery. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Giants are wearing their customary home white. And tonight for the Padres, they are in their gray pinstripes with the brown and gold trim to go with it. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, the count now goes full to Machado. Machado hitting .297, 20 homers and 72 runs batted in. As the pitch delivered is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Machado thought it was ball 4. He started to make his way down to first base, but the right hand of the home plate umpire has brought him back, and that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. Well, the Padres go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. It is the Padres nothing and the Giants coming to bat. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the first inning when we return in just a couple of moments. It is 0-0, and the Giants are coming to bat for their half of inning number 1. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Yu Darvish has completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back underway. It'll be Heliot Ramos, Rafael Devers, and Willy Adames to come to bat against the right-hander. A friend, the hobbyist, says that his daughter has a channel with over 10,000 subs and only been on YouTube for a year. Well, a couple of reasons for that. One, she learned from the master, and two, the kids are way more cooler than we are at this point. And so a lot of people don't want to look at or listen to us graybeards as much as they do the kids. And that is cool to hear and to see. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander as Darvish holds to the set and kicks and fires. And it is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. The Padres are definitely one of the hotter teams in baseball most recently, as they have won 7 of their last 10, as there's a fastball that misses down and the count goes to 1-1. Padres have been playing good ball lately. They are certainly better at home than they are on the road. They're 38-20 at home, 28-32 on the road. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on. It's jammed to Ramos. Grounds it softly to Cronenworth at second. He fields it. He throws to first. Ramos is going to be retired on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring the DH in Rafael Devers. Well, for Devers, he's hitting .256. He's got 22 homers and 80 runs driven in. He steps to the plate here to face the right-hander Darvish, as he's got a very open stance, does Devers. Holds the bat rather high as Darvish hesitates in his delivery, and he delivers a first pitch fastball that misses outside. 94 miles an hour from Darvish, which is a good sign. He was late to the party this year as he had some elbow issues. At first they thought, well, maybe he would be going under the knife. There was a fastball that swung on and lifted foul. Count is 1-1. Of course, Darvish, when he was a Texas Ranger, had Tommy John surgery many moons ago, and I don't know if it was the same type of issues. Some people were saying it needed to be cleaned, as there could have been bones or loose bones floating around in that elbow. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-1. But off to a bit of a slow start. This is his 7th start, as we mentioned, of the year. He's 1-3, and he's got a fluffed-up ERA of 6.51. But he has been getting better lately. Here comes the offering from Darvish. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into left field. Moving over underneath it, and the wind is taking it for a ride, but Gavin Sheets is going to make the grab, and that's going to retire Devers for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the shortstop and Willy Adames. Defensively tonight for the Padres from left to right field, Gavin Sheets is in left. The center fielder is Jackson Merrill with Fernando Tatis in right. Around the horn from first to third, Arias is at first, Cronenworth at second, Bogarts at short, and Machado at third, with the battery of Darvish and Fermin. And here comes the first offering, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep right field, moving over toward the warning track with room and making the catch as he runs into foul territory is Fernando Tatis Jr., and that is going to do it as Adames has gone for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're done the first. Our friend the hobbyist is out. We appreciate you for hanging out here with us for the first inning there, Chris. We will catch you again in the next little bit. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and our friend Derek in the house here says that Fernando Tatis makes it look so easy, and you are so right. We'll be back in just a couple moments on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the Padres. It'll be Ryan O'Hearn, Jackson Merrill, and Xander Bogaerts to face the right-hander Logan Webb here in inning number 2. As I am a neutral in this game, not really favoring either one of the sides or the teams, as there's a first pitch fastball that misses inside. I was perusing through the Padres lineup prior to this one here, and I have to say, could argue that they have one of the deepest offenses in all of baseball right now. There's a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. They are pretty much stacked. Now, the question will be is their pitching going to be able to put them over the hump in the playoffs? There's a changeup swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Koss fields it on the run, and he's going to gun down O'Hearn for the first out of the inning. It goes in the books as a ground out, 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Jackson Merrill. Well, for Merrill, he enters the game tonight hitting .255. He's got 8 homers and 49 runs driven in. I never thought I would see the day that soccer teams would be advertising on baseball games, and you've definitely got that as Bay FC is coming. As that breaking ball is taken for a strike, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away right off the glove of Patrick Bailey, and the count is now 0-2. Derek says he took the Padres over 3.5 runs tonight. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I saw Logan Webb pitch a couple of weeks ago coming off of the All-Star break, maybe a little longer now, maybe 3 weeks ago. And he was not the Logan Webb sharp that we had seen for a bit, as that is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. I don't think he made it through the 5th inning the night that we had called one of the games. As the pitch is on the way here from Webb, it's a fastball missing up and away. So I'm a bit mixed on it. If the Logan Webb shows up who we think it should be, that 3.5 may not be attainable. However, if it's the Logan Webb who we've seen since the All-Star break, that could be the case. There's a ground ball hit down the first base line, and it hits the base, and it kicks into foul territory. Dominic Smith was coming over to play it. The ball took a funny hop, and then it hit the base, and then it kicked off into foul territory. It is going to be a fair ball, as Jackson Merrill is going to get one of the cheapest hits of his career. Oh, Dominic Smith, nothing he could do about it, but he's got himself a single, and that's going to bring up the shortstop in Xander Bogaerts. Our friend Ryan is in the house here. Derek makes a good point. Says Padre bats have great numbers against Webb. First pitch is a fastball that misses down for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Bogaerts. Just watching the highlight of that again, and Dominic Smith, not much you could do about that one. There's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-1. Defensively tonight for the Giants, from left to right field, it is Helio Ramos in left. It is Jung-Hoo Lee in center, and the right fielder is Drew Gilbert. Around the horn from first to third, it is Dominic Smith at first. The second baseman is Christian Koss. At short, it is Willie Adames, and at third, it's Matt Chapman, as that pitch is fouled away, and the count is 1-2. And then also it is the battery of Webb and Bailey. Friend Ryan says Saturday, New York Yankees game. He's going to the Yankees game on Saturday. That's awesome. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. I think he's going to the game in New York, if I'm not mistaken. We wish you all the best in that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bogaerts. Runner at first, Merrill. 1 gone here in the second inning. As Bogaerts resets himself back in, ready on the offering from the right-hander Webb, who kicks and fires. And there is a check swing that is swung on and grounded softly over to first. Smith's going to field it, and he's going to apply the tag to Bogaerts. It's going to be a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. Jackson Merrill will advance to second, and it's going to bring up the left fielder in Gavin Sheets. I think Brian says last week he went to the Yankees game. I think that's what he had mentioned in the chat. Here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Sheets. So no balls and 1 strike. Sheets batting from the left side here, hitting .247 with 15 homers and 54 runs driven in. And he swings at a breaking ball, grounds it up the middle. Koss backhands it, moving to his right. Fires to first, and that is going to retire the batter Sheets on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Padres. Well, they get a Jackson Merrill, single. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 2. Your score is the Padres nothing and the Giants nothing. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this timeout. Our friend Steve Rademacher will be checking in and out throughout the night. We'll give you an introduction to him right now. Here is Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thank you very much, Steve. It is coming back to the ball game, and it'll be the heart of the order coming to bat here for the Giants in inning number 2. Dominic Smith, Matt Chapman, and Jung-Hoo Lee to get things going. My friend Ryan said Luis Gil struck out 7 last week. There you have it. It was last week that he was in attendance in New York for the Yankees. The first pitch from Darvish is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Darvish in the first inning, very economical, only threw 8 pitches to retire the Giants as he kicks and fires. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Dominic Smith. Smith batting from the left side here, hitting .280 on the year with 3 homers and 19 runs driven in. As Darvish delivers a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, that's going to reach the seats down the left field line. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Smith. Our friend Tim in the house, he says, hope we're doing good, and we are. Some earlier baseball tonight as opposed to the Japanese League, which gets a lot of our time later. As the pitch is on the way, there is a breaking ball that messes up, and the count now goes to 2-2. Looking ahead to that, the NPB, we are looking to call the next couple of games on Friday and Saturday. And if we do that, if I remember correctly, I've been eyeballing the Bay Stars and the Dragons. I think that's who is playing one another. As that pitch misses up and away. And the count now goes to 3-2 on Smith. We chose tonight to do Yu Darvish. Could have done the Dodgers Japanese players, but Darvish, interested to see how he's making out. 3-2 on the way. Fastball check swing fouled over on the first base side. Count remains at 3-2. And the games will be at the Vantolin Dome between the Dragons and the Bay Stars. Those will be 10 o'clock on Friday Pacific time. That'll be 1 a.m. Eastern. And a half-hour earlier start on Saturday night. That'll be 9:30 Pacific or 12:30 Eastern. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 3-2 to Smith. So if you're in the neighborhood, be sure to stop in, buckle up, and listen to a little bit of that. Obviously, the Bay Stars are fighting for their playoff lives. They have been bouncing between, early in the year, first place. They have been in second. They have been up and down in the standings for certain. As that pitch is swung on and fouled away. And this battle is going to continue with Dominic Smith. It's going to be pitch number 9 coming up. So 8 pitches in the first inning delivered by Darvish. And 8 pitches already here. Here's the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And there's a breaking ball swung on, and Smith's going to win it. He's going to line a single into center field, as that is going to be a base hit here. So Smith has got himself a leadoff single to start the second inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman in Matt Chapman. We're just talking briefly about the Japanese League. The Giants are in second place. The Bay Stars are clinging to third in the playoff spot. And ironically, the Dragons are on their heels. They are tied with the Carp. And they are 2 games behind the Bay Stars. There's a fastball that misses down and away. Count is 1-0 to Matt Chapman. So for those of you who do like jumping in, as our friend All Rail says, he says, I wish more games were earlier. Bay Stars games, most are at 5 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's why when you do those games on the weekend, like those starts a little bit better. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Chapman. Ryan says his team, the Yankees, beat the Twins tonight. Yeah, it's a good team to start to get well against, the Minnesota Twins. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. The Twins were in full sell-off mode at the deadline, and even though they played decently lately, I have a feeling that's not going to sustain itself between now and the end of the season. Here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. Not sure where that pitch missed, but the home plate umpire, Quinn Walcott, says so. That pitch looked pretty darn good. Umpires for tonight's game, Quinn Walcott behind the plate, Paul Clemens at first, Ramon DeJesus at second, and Adrian Johnson is at third. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side of home plate. Count now runs full to Chapman. Our friend Tim says that watch the Dodgers and the Jays. Fluharty had struck out. Ohtani had made Betts ground into a fielder's choice to end the game. As there's a fastball swung on, lifted into right center field by Chapman. Coming over underneath it is Jackson Merrill. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Chapman for the first out of the inning. So one up or one away here, and that's going to bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. Well, for Lee, hitting .256 on the year with 6 homers and 46 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Darvish. Darvish gets his sign and delivers quickly. There's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Jung-Hoo Lee. Right-hander against the left-hander. Darvish working to the set. kicks and delivers. There's another fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the left field line. And the count goes 0-2 as that ball reaches the seats. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend All Rail says, how's Matt Chapman doing so far with the Giants? He's had a pretty good year this year. As the pitch is on the way, there's a changeup swung on. It's grounded softly over to third, which is Machado, who's playing well off the bag in the 6 hole. Jung-Hoo Lee is going to get himself an infield single. Everybody's going to be safe, as Dominic Smith is going to be safe at second. That's going to put runners at first and second. It'll bring up the catcher and Patrick Bailey. So with regards to Chapman, power numbers-wise, pretty good. Average-wise, well, hitting in that park, batting .230, I guess, is as good as it's going to be for Chapman. But he still plays a good defensive third base as anybody in baseball. As the first pitch, breaking ball misses down and into Bailey, and the count's 1-0. Bailey hitting .217, couple homers and 35 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here. Our friend Ryan thinks that Posada will be the manager of the Yankees next year. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Breaking ball misses upstairs. It's now 2-0 to Bailey. But Tim says, what about all the trades that went on? I thought the one that was fascinating was the Yankees. The 3 relievers that they got, certainly in their first game against the Marlins, got roughed up for 9 runs in 2 1/3 innings. That led to Jake Bird getting sent down to the minors. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. I didn't realize Bird had options left. The Yankees had sent him down. Gracie Lynn in the house. We welcome you. We've had a couple of wild Japanese streams last couple of nights. Glad you can make it in. As there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-2 on Bailey. So 2s are wild here. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 men on, as Smith is at second and Lee is at first. We are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's hooked foul into the camera well just past the first base dugout. Count remains at 2-2 to Bailey. So as smooth an inning that first inning was for you, Darvish, only throwing 8 pitches to retire the Giants 1-2-3, it has been far from smooth in this inning. As Bailey has to get himself a new piece of lumber. Gracie Lynn says she is heading back to the US of A tomorrow. I couldn't remember when I messaged you if it was yesterday or tomorrow. I knew it was either the 10th or the 12th. As that pitch is a changeup that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-2 on Bailey. Gracie Lynn says she's here for a little bit there. I always wonder what kind of paperwork that they want Americans returning for extended stays to have. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called 3rd strike. Bailey stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman in Christian Koss. Well, for Koss, he's hitting .264, 3 homers and 14 RBIs. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Darvish. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted just behind second base. Moving back is Cronenworth. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as that is going to retire Koss for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning, 2 hits, no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 2 complete innings. Your score is the Padres 0 and the Giants 0. Stick around. The top of the 3rd is right around the corner. We're glad you guys can make it in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Nothing as we move to the top of the third inning. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Padres. Cronenworth, Fermin, and Tatis Jr. Gracie Lynn says it's more about her cat than it is herself. I've got a customer that has a turtle here. I wonder if the turtle will outlive the humans. That's a big question I would wonder about. As the first pitch delivered to Cronenworth is a breaking ball that misses down and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 25 pitches through the first 2 innings for Logan Webb, as he delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. You missed all the fireworks last night, Gracie Lynn. We had about 30-some-odd people in the Japan stream. So there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded down the line over at first base, foul. The count goes to 1-2 on Cronenworth. And for some reason, I'm not sure what it was, but we had people that were, the gambling crowd was in, and they were wanting to know about pitch counts on the pitchers, how many pitches they're at. They're betting on the over-under of the pitches. And from the early part of the game, they were driving you nuts. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul past the first base bag, and the count is 1-2 in Cronenworth. So we had to hit the zap button and zap a couple of those folks, as it was just getting ridiculous. You're in the third inning. Of course, he's not at 104 pitches, and if he was, he would have been out of the game. So here comes the 1-2 offering to Cronenworth. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Turtles, I thought, had a huge life expectancy. They could live 100-plus years. So here comes the offering from the righty Webb. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded neatly by the shortstop Adamas, who throws to first. Dominic Smith had to pick that out of the dirt, and it's going to be a ground out, 6-3 for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the catcher in Freddie Fermin. Our friend Ryan said last Saturday, the Yankees game that he was at, they were booing Carlos Correa. I would think there'd be a lot of boos directed at him. There's a fastball swung on. This is taken on 1 hop by Smith. He's going to win the race to the bag. Fermin hit it right on the screws, but right to the first baseman, Smith. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder in Fernando Tatis Jr. Well, that's our friend Gracie Lynn makes it a point. I always say, don't bet on something that you don't know. It's like investing. Don't invest in something you don't know anything about. Fastball taken for a called strike to Fernando Tatis Jr. Count is 0-1. And that's everything else. If I go buy something, I want to know what I'm buying. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be sliced foul down the right field line. Tatis is now in the hole at 0-2. But some people have more money than brains, and they don't know what to do, or they just gamble for the sake of gambling, I guess. So no balls and 2 strikes to Tatis as the right-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball grounded over to third, fielded by Chapman. He's going to have to hurry. He does a 360. He fires to first, and Tatis is gone on a ground out, 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And our friend who was in here earlier, who was talking about betting about the over-under runs, well, the real Logan Webb seems to have shown up tonight. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. He's retired 5 straight. It is the Padres nothing and the Giants nothing. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this musical timeout. It'll be Gilbert Ramos and Devers when we return. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. It is a 0-0 ball game between the Padres and the Giants. Stay with us, everybody. It's our friend Steve Rademacher, and he's on the phone.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Drew Gilbert coming to the plate. He is looking for his first hit of his MLB career, 0 for 10 to start the career. And the first pitch breaking ball is hook-barreled foul. It's going to be up almost into the catwalk over in right field, but he is in the hole at 0-1. Gilbert was a centerpiece of a trade for Justin Verlander as he had went to the Mets, never got to the big leagues. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. He was acquired as part of a deal at the deadline, and the Giants have inserted him into their outfield, but he's still looking for that first hit, 0 for 10 to begin his career. Fastball missing down, and the count goes to 2-1. Gilbert is an interesting piece, I should say. He's not the biggest fella. He stands at 5'9", 195. He's only 24 years old, and there is a fastball that he partially went after, and he's going to have that rung up as a strike, and the count is 2-2. Be interesting to see what they had. They traded Tyler Rogers to the Mets, and they got Blake Tidwell, Jose Butto, and Drew Gilbert in return. And then, of course, 9 days later, they selected the contract from the Sacramento Rivercats. Bring him up. There's a hesitation from Darvish. Has swung on it, has popped up into left field, and there you go. That's going to be the first hit of his big league career as it is bled down, and he's probably got a big monkey off his back. As that is going to look like a line drive in the box score, but it is a bleeder that bloops in behind Xander Bogaerts and in front of the charging left fielder, Gavin Sheets. So Gilbert aboard, standing next to the hitting machine and Luis Arias. So one man has a hit and the other man has a couple of batting championships. Wonder what that conversation would be like as Darvish steps off the back of the rubber and feigns a throw over to first. Gracie Lynn says, I'm glad your stream's normal. The chat in another stream, everybody's name's messed up. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. And then he pitches a 1-0 to Ramos. Mayweather K7 says, off topic, but what was your opinion on the All-Star game? There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. I would say I pretty much turned the TV off after that. I mean, Major League Baseball trying to turn it into a carnival. It'd be like the NFL having a field goal kicking competition to see who's going to win the game if it was tied. There's a fastball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Ramos. So not really a fan of it, especially throwing BP pitches, and it's gimmicky. Are people going to watch it? I guess. What they should do is they should have the best slow pitch beer leaguers. Fastball taken outside for a ball, and the count is 3-1. Have a longest ball competition. Our friend Tim says, YouTube's been bugging lately. Yeah, it has been that. That's for sure. It has been doing some kind of goofy things. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up into right center field. Moving over underneath it is Jackson Merrill. He's there to make the catch, and Ramos is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. Interesting, Drew Gilbert was on the move on the pitch. He had to scamper his way back to first base. And that is going to bring up Rafael Devers to the plate. Gracie Lynn also says, too bad that Iglesias isn't playing tonight. Padres are a better team when he does. Well, here comes the pitch. That's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. But as I say, I think going back to the question about the All-Star game, if you want to have a skills competition or if you want to do something like that, but not to decide the games that are being played. And off topic like that, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the best softball players in the United States, see how far they can hit balls. That would be kind of cool, like the longest drive in golf. As that pitch is lifted down the right field line, it hooks foul, but it goes right into McCovey Cove. And a guy on a canoe was outgunned by somebody on a knee board, it looked like. So that runs the count to 1-1 on Devers. Devers tonight flew to left his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the 1-1 offering as it is a breaking ball swung on, line to first, and it looks like that Gilbert has safely got back to the bag. Arias had to dive in the direction of first base. He caught the ball, and he just was all in one motion having to tag the bag. And we're going to get a look at the replay, and it's a good play there, although I might want to take a look to see if he actually tagged the runner. Interesting. We're going to see if they're going to take a look at it. But Drew Gilbert was all smiles getting back to the bag. No, they're not going to take a look at it. So Devers gone on the line drive to the first baseman for the second out. Fastball just misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Adames. Covey Cove. If I'm not mistaken, Willie McCovey passed away a few years ago. He was an interesting first baseman. First fastball swung on and fouled away. There were stories about when he played first base, that when players would dive back to the bag and he would get the ball thrown over by the pitcher, he would slam the glove down into their fingers. He said it was like a sledgehammer. Every time they would come back to the bag, you would just hammer the ball down, apply the tag. Well, it makes it hard to hold a bat when you have somebody doing that all the time. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Adames. Certainly, they said he wasn't the most friendly guy at first base. When you think about today, there's guys, they laugh and they joke around. When you were on the other team, you were the enemy and not necessarily liked. As Darvish throws over to first, and getting back again safely is Gilbert. Gilbert looks like he's itching to run. He was in motion when Ramos had flown out to center field. He almost got a little too far off the bag on the line drive by Devers that ended up retiring him. And certainly with Willie Adames at the plate here, he has taken off a couple times. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses, and it's thrown to second base as Gilbert's stealing. It goes into right center field, and now he's going to head into third, and he's going to slide in there safely. So he's going to get himself a stolen base, and he's also going to go to third on the error by the catcher Fermin. So that brings the crowd to their feet, as well as his parents who are in attendance. Now, that's some exciting baseball. He kind of reminds me in some ways, he's a lot thicker, but he reminds me of, I would say, like a Corbin Carroll type. But pump your tires here because he may have been gunned down going to third. We're going to get a look at the replay here. And they are going to go up and have a look at it, as are the umpires. Matt Williams, the third base coach. In the old days, the tag would have been deemed as being high. And there you go. He's been gunned down, and he's going to be out here. So that'll do it here, an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. He steals second. He tries to go to third on the error by the catcher, and he ends up getting gunned down. The tag applied right on his face before he got to the bag. And Gilbert is gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was an error, and there was nobody left the board. Your score as we move now to the top of the fourth inning. It is the Padres 0 and the Giants 0. We are where we started, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments after this. From our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Luis Arias, Manny Machado, and Ryan O'Hearn. You come to bat here to face Logan Webb here in the fourth inning, and the first pitch delivered to Arias is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Arias tonight 0 for 1. He has grounded to first his only time up. He takes a 90-mile-an-hour changeup for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. He was taking all the way on that one. So no balls and 2 strikes to Arias. As the right-hander Webb rocks himself into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that runs inside and almost hits Arias, and the count now goes to 1-2. This game here has had tremendous pace to it. We are in the fourth inning, and we're not even just barely 45 minutes into the game. And here comes the pitch from Webb. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Same time, same place tomorrow night. It'll be Nestor Cortez going for the Padres against Robbie Ray. Back on it again. There's a ground ball hit over to second base softly. Arias makes his way down the line, and he is going to be thrown out easily on a ground out 4-3. So 1 gone here in the fourth inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Manny Machado. Gracie Lynn says, after watching the NPB, all MLB games feel like they have serious pace. Yeah, that's certainly with that pitch clock. There was a fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Adames. He throws to first. It was picked by Smith. That's going to retire Machado on a ground out 6-3. 2 quick outs here, and that's going to leave it up to the DH and Ryan O'Hearn. And in some ways, this is the criticism that some people have to the Major League Baseball, is that there isn't a whole lot of action. It's a lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs, and not a lot on the in-between. And guys aren't finding themselves ways on base. As the first pitch on the way, it's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. But, we could have a long-winded conversation on that for a while. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on O'Hearn. O'Hearn has now asked for a offensive timeout. As the right-hander rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. What I would like to see is maybe a pitch clock after the 6th inning, because in the NPB, the first 5 move along pretty decent for the most part. Get past the 6th, and then you got a problem. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, the count goes to 1-2. It was that last night that Koyafuji of the Hawks just takes forever. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 2-2. And Gracie Lynn makes the point, says Major League officials have become so obsessed with the home run ball, they forgot how boring the rest of the game has become. Absolutely. You're just sitting around waiting for the 3-run homer to happen. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 2-2. It kind of makes me wonder when an organization is going to say, look, we're going to do things completely different. Like, I know there are similarities to what Oakland and Tampa have been doing in every major league team to these days. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2s to Ryan O'Hearn. But when is somebody going to say, we're going to bunt regularly, we're going to bring back old school type of baseball, we're going to not load up our team with big power hitters, we're going to look for the Vince Colemans, the Willie McGees, the Willie Wilsons. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And O'Hearn down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll come back and continue that thought when we return after this. But the Padres go in order. That's 8 in a row retired by Webb. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. We are where we started with a 0-0 scoreline. We'll be back in just a few after this. It is coming to bat, Adames, Smith, and Chapman when we return.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is Yu Darvish coming back out for his 4th inning of work. And the first pitch fastball is swung on and missed by Willie Adames, and the count is 0-1. Adames, Smith, and Chapman, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, come to bat to face Darvish here in his 4th inning of work as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball waved at wildly by Adames. That pitch was in the left-handed batter's box. It was kind of a Javi Baez-esque type swing. And 0-2 it is to Adames. Friend Allrail says the first half of the game is usually pretty quick, but the back half, not so much. And I agree with that. Joe Mann's been in the house tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. One of the guys you used to have, Drew Gilbert, got his first big league hit tonight. As we said, he was involved in the trade for Justin Verlander when Verlander was sent back to the Astros from the Mets. There's a breaking ball down, and they appeal over to the first base umpire, and they said that he went. Adames is jawing at the umpire over at first base, not happy with the call, and he's letting him hear it as he's walking back to the dugout, but he's down on strikes. That was Paul Clemens who went up with the hand. We'll get a look at the replay ourselves. I'm not so sure what Adames is crying about over there. I think that he did enough to go around. Couldn't hold up his swing. So one gone here as that brings up Dominic Smith, who swings at the first pitch fastball, pops it up over on the third base side. It's in foul territory. It's playable. And Manny Machado is over to make the catch, and that is going to retire Smith for the second out of the inning. Then that's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Matt Chapman. So Matt Chapman coming to bat. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He's flown to center field his only time up. It was in the second inning. It was, I think the Tigers played, was it the Twins? And that game was under 2 hours the other night. It was absolutely crazy. There's the first pitch from Darvish. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The only concern with this game is somebody's going to have to score a run if they want it to end. As both teams are pretty efficient of going up and down so far tonight. Again, the right-hander Darvish holds to the set. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted over on the first base side. Again, this is playable. Arraez is in foul territory, makes the catch, and that is going to do it as the Giants go quietly in their half of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. This game here is going to be quicker than Gracie Lynn's paperwork for her cat. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. And it is the Padres coming to bat when we return after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch that Jackson Merrill sees, he hammers into center field for a base hit up the middle, as that is going to be his second hit of the night, as that's how we begin the fifth inning. So a base hit off the bat of Merrill, and he is aboard. That'll bring up the shortstop in Xander Bogaerts. And ironically, the only hits tonight have been by Jackson Merrill. He has both of the hits, both singles. As Bogaerts steps up, he ground out his first time up, and the pitch is a breaking ball missing down and away. And the count is 1-0. Brixton Thompson says, "Let's go Padres." We welcome you into the stream, Brixton. Brixton Thompson, that is. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count runs even to 1-1 on Bogaerts. Logan Webb at 52 pitches so far in this one. He has been very effective and has pitched toe for toe here with Yu Darvish tonight as that breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Webb gets a new baseball to rub up. He's ready to go back at it again. Big series for both of these teams. If the Padres go on a run and are able to put two of 3 here, I'll start to give them some distance on their California counterparts. There's a breaking ball swung on, has popped up on the infield. Moving over underneath it is Adames. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Bogarts for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder in Gavin Sheets. I was listening to the Tiger announcer, Jason Benetti, and he talked about how double plays were down in baseball. I haven't actually done my own research to look at this. But certainly tonight, Logan Webb has induced a ton of ground balls. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. First of all, he has only struck out 2 batters tonight. And so far, of the 13 recorded outs, 2 by strikeout, that leaves 11 others. That was the first out via a fly ball. All the rest of the balls have been ground ball outs tonight. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. So I guess if you need a double play, let's get Logan Webb on the mound because he'll induce the ground ball somewhere. Here's the pitch. That's a changeup taken for a called strike. Sheets backed up. He didn't like that one. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Top of the 5th inning. We just surpassed the 1 hour mark here. As we mentioned, this game here has been flying along. Fastball swung on. We talk about balls in flight, and this ball is going to get popped up, and it's going to drop into shallow right center field. Christian Koss unable to get back on it to make the grab, as Gavin Sheets is going to get himself a single, and that's going to advance Jackson Merrill over to second. And that'll bring up the second baseman in Jake Cronenworth. That's a long way to run there for Christian Koss. He turned, got on his horse, but was unable to haul that one in. Good effort there by the second baseman, just not able to make the play. Brings Cronenworth to the plate, who's 0 for 1 tonight, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it right off his lead leg. Thank goodness for the shin guard. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, so if you're in the neighborhood, don't forget to stop on by. We'd like to see you again. And the right-hander Webb kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on its chop foul over on the first base side. Count now goes to 0-2 on Cronenworth as Webb is way in front. So no balls and 2 strikes to Cronenworth. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Webb, who kicks and delivers. And there is a changeup swung on. It's grounded to first. They go to second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. So Dominic Smith fields it, throws to second to get the fielder's choice. So that's going to erase Sheets. He's gone 3-6 for the second out of the inning. Advancing to third is Merrill. And Cronenworth is safe on the trail side as he does get down the line pretty good. And Logan Webb maybe a tad slow getting over to cover the bag. Well, that's going to bring up the catcher and Freddie Fermin. Fermin batting .270 on the year, 3 homers and 15 runs batted in. Actually, his average has dipped to .269 after the ground out back in the 3rd inning. But since coming over to San Diego, it's a little bit of an eyebrow raiser, at least for me, in a trade. Usually catchers don't get dealt at the deadline. He's off to a good start in San Diego. 9 for 24, hitting .375. He had an absolute P-Rod in his last at-bat that was stopped by the first baseman, Dominic Smith, as there's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count's 1-0. I say the reason why he brings it a little bit of an eyebrow raiser that he would be moved is usually takes you a while to learn a pitching staff, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1. I was talking about this the other night in the stream. You think about all the bullpens you catch in spring training, you get to know everybody from top to bottom, especially a starting catcher or a number 1 guy. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. And certainly the way that Elias Diaz has played this year for the Padres, bringing in Freddie Fermin, it could be either one could be a regular. But Fermin might be getting the opportunity now here to show what he can do. Throw over to first base, diving back in time is Cronenworth. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fermin. Runner at third is Merrill. Runner over at first, Cronenworth. And the pitch is a breaking ball in the left-handed batter's box. Runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mayweather K7 says, I've watched 0 baseball this year, but what team do you think can upset LA? LA. I think the Dodgers could upset themselves. I don't know if they're firing on all cylinders or if they're going to even win the division. There's a grounder hit to third, fielded by Chapman. He fires across the diamond, and they're going to be able to retire Fermin. I'll come back and talk about that in a minute. Ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. The Padres threatened, but they don't score. No runs in the inning. There was 2 hits, and there was no errors and 2 runners left the board. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging out here with us. Our friend Animation Gaming says Padres upset LA. Well, I don't know if it's an upset, but they certainly have a potent enough lineup to do it. It does start to look pretty solid. They can swing the bats in the postseason. We'll be back in just a few. It is 0-0 between the Giants and the Padres. We'll return right after this when we come back.
Everybody, and you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Jung-Hoo Lee, Patrick Bailey, and Christian Koss. That would be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat here in the 5th inning. Question came up a little bit earlier. They said, who's going to upset LA? As the first pitch coming here from Darvish is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. 58 pitches for the right-hander through 4 innings. As Lee batting here, singled his first time up against the Japanese right-hander, and there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. The count goes to 1-1. Got to say that the Philadelphia Phillies look like if they can get themselves going at the right time, they've got all the parts to be able to win the National League, let alone the World Series. As the pitch is on its way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Now, here's the other interesting part. If the Padres are able to win the National League West in a very short series, I could see a team taking out the Dodgers in a wild card event. They don't even get to any other parts of the league championship, as there's a breaking ball down and the count goes to 2-2 on Lee. Wouldn't that be interesting to see that happen? But the Padres certainly have the tools to be able to do something like that. As Lee waiting on the offering as Darvish holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul, and Lee loses the bat over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2. He's going to have to go back and retrieve it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. And the pitch ready to come here from Lee. And just going back about a little bit more of that stuff in terms of the Dodgers, certainly the American League. Well, look at a couple of the other teams. Who would have thought Milwaukee be doing what they've done? Milwaukee has had 3 winning streaks at different times of the year of 9 games or more. As the pitch is on the way, there's a changeup swung on and missed. And Leah's retired. He's gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the catcher and Patrick Bailey. And by my count, that's the 3rd strikeout tonight recorded by Darvish. So Bailey coming to bat here, hitting .216 on the year. He's 0 for 1 tonight with the called strike 3, his first time up. Pitch from Darvish on the way. Fastball just misses a little low, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Darvish ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and that is going to be 1 ball and 1 strike to Bailey. Each team has 3 hits in this one so far, but no runs. We do have to take an error off the board because I'm not sure why. I guess because maybe he did get thrown out and didn't actually advance on the overthrow or didn't get there. It was when Drew Gilbert had tried to go to third base, so they did not charge Freddie Fermin with an error there. If he would have reached safely, the error would have been clearly placed on the score sheet. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Darvish delivers. Breaking ball misses down. It's now a 2-1. Check that, 3-1 to Bailey. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 5th inning here. Nothing is the score. 1 gone. Christian Koss waiting his turn on deck. Giants looking to get some base runners. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes full to Bailey. I think if I was attacking Bailey, to be honest with you, he's got to start proving that he can hit the major league pitching consistently. He's a guy you want to attack with your fastball. Not wasting much time with him here. Make him beat you. So Darvish ready to go. The 3-2 pitch coming. As he kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Patrick Bailey for the 2nd time tonight stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for strike number 3. And that is going to bring up the second baseman in Christian Koss. So nothing ball game on our hands here. 2 gone in the 5th inning. That brings the light-hitting second baseman to the plate. Koss hitting .262. Only 3 homers and 14 RBIs. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, Darvish working himself into the set position, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. My curiosity is, do they bring Darvish back out for another inning? Because when you think of bullpens, you have to say, I got to think that San Diego is going to have one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. You can argue there are a couple other teams out there that might say something different. There's a fastball swung on. It's pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains here to Christian Koss. And the right-hander Darvish working to the set. And the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to retire Koss. And Darvish strikes out the side here in the 5th inning. As the Giants go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now through 5 complete innings. Your score is exactly where we started. Padres nothing, Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 6th when we return right after this timeout. It is going to the top of the 6th inning. We're locked at zeros, and we'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order to come to bat here for the Padres in their half of the 6th inning. And the first pitch delivered to Fernando Tatis is hammered into right center field. Getting over to field it is Drew Gilbert, and he's going to wipe out and fall on his backside. And he gets up to fire the ball back in, and cruising into second base with a double is Fernando Tatis Jr. So the bats are starting to come alive here against Logan Webb, as that is the third hit in the last inning, plus the 4th hit of the ball game for the Padres. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Luis Arraez. Well, for Arraez, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to first and grounded to second in his 2 trips. The pitch from Webb on the way is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander again kicks and fires. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Arraez. I think this is a hitter that you want to get. You want to make sure that you keep Tatis at second. Probably walk Machado and take your chances with O'Hearn, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Logan Webb gets himself a new baseball. Ready to go back to work here as time has been called. As Arraez is doing a little bit of gardening in the batter's box on the left side. And now we're ready to do it again. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to third. Chapman fields it, checks the runner back to second, and Arraez is going to be erased. That's going to go down as a ground out, 5-3. So the ground outs continue here. As Arraez is gone, and that is going to bring up Manny Machado to the plate. Well, interesting, they have the ground out to fly out ratio, but they don't consider an infield pop-up a fly out, which I guess, for scoring purposes, I understand. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Machado, and the count is 1-0. So right now, Logan Webb has pretty much got the hitters, when he hasn't struck them out, everything to be hit on the ground. Again, the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-0. So I'm not sure what Bob Melvin is doing. Just hold up the fingers and put Machado aboard. Take your chances with the next guy. Here comes the offering as they do a spaghetti move, and getting back to the bag at second base is Tatis. And here's the pitch from Webb. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. It's now 3-0. You could save yourself a lot of bullets if you had just held up the fingers. And there's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and they do what we thought they were going to do anyway. It's going to be ball 4, and he's going to get the walk, is Machado. I can understand maybe the first couple of pitches throwing to him to see if you can induce a poor Machado swing. But at that point in time, let's take your chances with Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out against Webb. I don't know how much that he's seen one another. I didn't get the pregame notes. As that's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-0 to O'Hearn. So O'Hearn has played in the American League with the Royals and the Orioles. There's a changeup taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. Both of these teams looking to break the ice to get the first run in, and there's a fastball swung on, and it is hammered foul right back. He was right on the pitch, was O'Hearn, and the count now goes to 1-2. Well, if you're Logan Webb here, I think I want to throw a breaking ball, and I want to take a little bit more off of the pitch. You can get O'Hearn way out in front. And the pitch is a changeup that misses down and away. And the count goes to 2-2. Some ways, Webb reminds me of Devin Williams of the Yankees. That you know the changeup's coming and you just can't do a darn thing with it. Here's the offering. It's a fastball swung on, it is fouled away. And Fernando Tatis Jr. was on the move there. He was running. He would have had third cleanly picked, but that ball was fouled away by O'Hearn. And not only was he running, so too was Manny Machado as they were trying to stay out of the double play. So runner at second, Fernando Tatis Jr., runner at first, Machado, and there's a changeup waved at and missed. And O'Hearn is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder in Jackson Merrill. Well, it's kind of now or never for the Padres. They've got their opportunities here. Merrill is 2 for 2 tonight. He has singled in both of his first two trips. He's had a pretty good broach at the plate, just driving the ball right back through the box. And the first pitch misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. That was a changeup in the dirt. So 1 ball and no strikes. Merrill batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Webb, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side of home plate. The count runs even to 1-1. If you've just joined us, well, we are where we started, a 0-0 ball game between the Padres and the Giants. As again, Webb does the spaghetti move and it chases the runner Tatis back to second. Tatis is itching. He can see he'd like to run. So again, 1 ball and 1 strike, pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate. Bailey giving chase, and he's going to watch it drift into the seats about 3 rows deep, and that's going to run the count to 1-2 on Jackson Merrill. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Xander Bogaerts waits on deck if he does end up getting the opportunity to come to hit. So Webb again kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, hammered through the 4-hole into right field past the diving Dominic Smith. Gilbert over to cut it off. Merrill digging for 2. He's going to slide in safely. Heading over to third is Machado, and it's going to be an RBI single for Merrill as he brings home Fernando Tatis Jr. with the first run of the ball game. And that is going to give the Padres a 1-0 lead. I say an RBI single. It looks like he's going to make it all the way over to second. He was running hard on the play, so it's going to be a double out of the box, a hustle double. And so Jackson Merrill with a fist pump here. And now it's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. Have a couple words with his starter. Well, we'll take a quick peek around the scoreboard in Major League Baseball. As there are some finals, Tigers scored a run in the top of the 9th inning. Brandon Finnegan picks up the win. Will Vest gets the save. Eisert takes the loss as the Tigers beat the White Sox. Other games that are finals, Brewers beat the Pirates 7-1. Royals beat the Nationals 7-4. Yankees beat the Twins 6-2. Phillies knocked off the Reds 4-1. Astros beat the Red Sox 7-6. As there's a breaking ball now as we're back to the action taken by Bogaerts for called strike. Rangers took care of the Diamondbacks in extra innings 7-6. And 3-2, the Cardinals beat the Rockies. That is all the information you need to know. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count is 1-1. There's a name that was suspended last year. Andrew Saalfrank is back. He took the loss tonight for the Diamondbacks. haven't seen that name in a while. He was one of the players that were suspended for a season because of the accused of betting either on baseball or helping people or whatever it was. So his suspension is over with, and he is back pitching now at the big league level for the D-backs. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Bogaerts. Runners at second and third, 2 gone here as Webb delivers. That's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to second. Koss fields it. He throws to first. That's going to do it. But the Padres have broken the ice as they have got the first run of the ball game. It was a Fernando Tatis double to lead off the inning, and he was brought home by a Jackson Merrill double. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, it is a 1-0 lead for the Padres. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Animation Gaming says we're doing a great job. He says, do we do every Giants game? Nope, we do the Japanese League mainly, and we pop in every once in a while to do these games like the Giants and the Padres here tonight. Glad you can make it in. It is the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat when we return right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Giants in the bottom half of inning number 6. That means Drew Gilbert, Helio Ramos, and Rafael Devers, as the Giants will look to respond to the Padres run that they scored in the top of the inning. We'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow night. Nestor Cortez goes head-to-head against Robbie Ray as the first pitch breaking ball is taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Drew Gilbert. Gilbert got his first big league hit back in the 3rd inning, as well as he stole a base and then was gunned down trying to go to 3rd. So there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes even at 1-1. Kind of a little surprised that Darvish has come back out for another inning of work. The way that he's pitched this year, I would have figured that he might have been on high alert after the 5th. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. But moving back onto the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Tatis Jr. And Gilbert's going to be retired for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder in Helio Ramos. So don't forget, if you're new to the channel, bookmark us so tomorrow that you can come on back, listen to these same 2 teams all over again. So Ramos steps up to the plate, 0 for 2 tonight, as the right-hander Darvish kicks and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball swung through and missed. Got to tell you, the stuff on Darvish's pitch tonight, that last pitch at 92, but a lot of arm side run. His splitter's been working good. His breaking ball has been nasty. This is vintage Darvish tonight. And there is a breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Ramos. So no balls and 2 strikes, as Darvish ready to go back at it again. It is that time of the night where it starts to cool off in the Bay Area the next little bit as the sun goes down. And the right-hander holds set, now delivers. And there is a changeup swung on and missed, and Ramos has been made quick work of. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to bring up the DH and Rafael Devers. Well, for Devers, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to left and lined out to the first baseman as he bats here. As the pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Our friend Mike pops in here. He says, stumbled across our streams the other day while hunting for NPB content. First MLB stream. Thanks, Mike, for popping in. As Darvish holds and pauses, does his best Nestor Cortez impersonation. And he delivers a fastball that misses outside. The count's 1-1. Appreciate that, Mike, for jumping in with us. Our friend, God is great, lives up in Tohoku. As Darvish is pulled out all the Japanese moves. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left center field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run. As Devers has gone opposite field off of Darvish. All the hesitation moves that Darvish was pulling out of his back pocket did not impress Devers as he deposits that one into the left center field seats. His 23rd homer of the year. And we are all knotted up at ones. And that is going to bring up the shortstop in Willie Adames. Just back to our friend Mike there, who was a former Yokohama resident. Glad you could be here with us for this one here. We do some MLB games from time to time. As there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third. Machado fields it, fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire Adames, but damage has been done. The solo shot off the bat of Rafael Devers is even the score here at ones. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score is we're now through 6 complete. 2/3 of the game is in the books. It is the Padres 1 and the Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. I'll be back in just a few. Our friend, God is great, has a home in Yokohama. He said, what part are you from? We'll be right back in just a few, as it is the Padres coming to bat when we return. It'll be Sheets, Cronenworth, and Fermin right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is coming to bat. Gavin Sheets, Jake Cronenworth, and Freddie Fermin here to begin the 7th inning. It is a definition of a pitcher's duel. That is what we have here tonight. You got to like it. Logan Webb coming back out as he is at 88 pitches through his 6 innings of work. Just a quick little bit here. As there is a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Sheets. Sheets 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also grounded out to second as he takes another breaking ball for a called strike. That would be the home call. And the batter Sheets not happy with the home plate umpire, Quinn Walcott. And he lets him know about it. Again, as the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's hammered into the right field corner. It's going to get down for a base hit all the way to the wall. Gilbert goes in to pick it up. Digging for second is Sheets, and he's going to make it standing up. Oh, that was way too good a pitch. You got to point the finger right at Logan Webb for that one there. He threw a breaking ball 0-2 up in the zone, and you got to give credit to Sheets there. He absolutely turned on it. Too good a pitch at 0-2. That's going to bring up the second baseman in Jake Cronenworth. Just looking ahead on the channel, as we mentioned, we're going to be the same two teams tomorrow night. Friday, Saturday, North American time, we're going to be doing the Bay Stars and the Dragons. And then next week, there's a couple of games on Monday, Tuesday that will probably add to the schedule. It'll probably be the return leg of these two teams. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Cronenworth. And then I think we might squeeze one more game in, and then that would be about it. We are off to Taiwan for a couple of weeks, so our channel will be somewhat dark, as there's a fastball that misses inside. Our friend Nate is in the house. Yeah, we remember you, Nate. Thanks for coming back. Glad you can make it in, as it's 1 ball and 1 strike here to Cronenworth. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's going to be grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Rounding third and heading home is Sheets, and he's going to slide in safely. Although I have to say, it looks like it might have been a pinch runner for Sheets. Looks like it was Bryce Johnson who had come in to run for him. So that is going to be the go-ahead run, as it's now a 2-1 ball game. Cronenworth with the knock. He gets himself an RBI. Boy, oh boy, I don't know Christian Koss on that one there, if he could have laid out or not. The second baseman. So that brings to the plate Freddie Fermin, and the first pitch he sees is hammered into left field. This ball is going to get trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run, a 2-run shot off the bat of Freddie Fermin, and the Padres have now taken a 4-1 lead over the Giants. Oh, all the fireworks happening here in the 7th inning. So 3 successive hits back to back to back. A double, a single, and now the home run off the bat of Fermin. And the Padres have now got a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Fernando Tatis Jr. And our friend Derek, who's been laying in the weeds here since the beginning of the game, who said he needed a 3.5, has got it a little bit early in this one. Congratulations there, Derek. As there's a breaking ball that is swung on and lifted foul over on the first baseline. The count is 0-1 to Tatis Jr. Tatis Jr. doubled and scored a run his last time up. There is action in the bullpen as looks like it's Joey Lucchesi up and throwing. And there is a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. I really want to try to do some stuff. I'm going to play with it this weekend. I picked up a gimbal. And so when I go to Taiwan, I'm going to play with my gimbal and start doing a little bit of filming. I'd like to do some filming around the stadiums. I'm going to go to 2 or 3 games. As that fastball swung on, it is lifted into right field. Gilbert underneath it, there to make the catch, and Tatis Jr. is retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone there. And that is going to bring Bob Melvin out about 2 batters too late, as they are going to be going to the bullpen for a pitching change. It looks like Lucchesi's coming in. Webb's night is done, and his line is going to be complete as well, as he goes 6 1/3 innings. But he is going to be gone for a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Our friend Steve's going to keep you entertained as we go to the pen for this one. It is 4-1 now for the Giants. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, where are you going? It's a pitching change. Come on, sit back down. You don't go out there. Don't go get no food or anything. You've got a big decision. Are you gonna throw in there Raleigh Fingers? Maybe Goose Gossage? How about maybe Mariano Rivera or Lee Smith, Dennis Eckersley? Who knows? It's a pitching change. Come on back. You know who I would pick for this? A nice, tall, cool one. There's my pitcher. That's my pitching change. That's a winning combination. Come see my channel. You know, every day is opening day. And according to Bob, I must be in front row. Blah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Luis Arias coming to bat here as there's one out. He is replacing it. It is a 4-1 Padre lead. I might have said Giants as we were going to the break, but the Padres have taken the lead. A double by Sheets, an RBI single off the bat of Cronenworth, and a home run. A 2-run variety by Freddie Fermin has now pushed the Padres out in front 4-1. We're getting a little bit too caught up in the chat, but that's okay. We're glad you guys can make it in here tonight. It's been a fun night. It is Joey Lucchesi coming in. The lefty is making his 20th appearance of the year. He's 0-1, 19 2/3 innings. He's got a 2.29 ERA. So the lefty on in relief. And the first pitch delivered to Arias is a fastball swung on, grounded over to second, fielded by Koss. He's going to throw to first, and it's a ground out 4-3. Welcome to the ball game, Joey Lucchesi, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Manny Machado. We're talking about the NPB a little bit. We were on the call last night. Pacific League game between the Fighters and the Hawks. But we'll bounce to the Central League for the weekend, and we're looking forward to that one. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Manny Machado. Derek says Webb was looking good, but that pitch count started to ratchet up and he got cracked. Yeah, I was a little surprised that they brought him out, or at least didn't have somebody heating up a little quicker. There was a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 0-2. It was a couple of years ago I saw Shota Imanaga pitch for the Bay Stars against the Carp, and he took it on the chin as there was a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-2. Only time I've been to Yokohama to see a game. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Machado waits as Lucchesi rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt. The count now goes to 2-2. Definitely enjoy my time in Japan. And of course, my friend Mike says that he was in Yokohama. Beautiful city, might add. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and is going to line into center field for a base hit. And Machado's got himself a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter in Ryan O'Hearn. I'll wait to see if it is going to be O'Hearn or if the Padres may get excited and go to their bullpen. O'Hearn 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded to second and he has struck out twice. As Patrick Bailey has gone out to have a word with his left-hander. So this conversation has gone on for a little bit. I wonder what they're doing here. The home plate umpire Walcott now making a slow trot out to the mound. And Bailey is all done his conversation. Mike says he saw the Bay Stars play the Giants twice and had the itch for more NPB ever since. Well, Lucchesi has just been charged, looks like, with a pitch count violation. As the lefty ready to go, he kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-1. Well, maybe he hasn't. Mike says he got a chance to get to Hiroshima to see the Carp play. It is a pretty cool city. There's a fastball that misses inside. I saw the Carp and the Dragons last year in 2024. It was kind of by accident. Originally, the plan was actually to go the next day. And I ended up hopping on the Shinkansen, and I was staying in Osaka, and I decided to go. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over toward the foul line is Gilbert, and he's there to make the catch. And that is going to do it. O'Hearn is going to be gone, but damage done and lots of it. The Padres put a crooked number up on the board. There was 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the 7th, Your score is the Padres 4 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this musical timeout. It'll be Smith, Chapman, and Lee when we return to Come to Bat. We got ourselves a 4-1 ball game. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we appreciate you, Eric, for dropping in with us. That is Eric Fox, former Oakland A and Texas Rangers big leaguer, as he had spent parts of 4 seasons at the top level of the game. It is coming to bat Dominic Smith, Matt Chapman, and Jung-Hoo Lee. That is the heart of the batting order to come to bat here for the Giants in their half of the 7th inning, as we are ready to resume the action. Smith here 1 for 2 tonight, has a single and 2 trips. The last half inning, Mike was saying he had a chance to get to Hiroshima, one of his favorite cities in the world. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There has been a pitching change as the night is now done for Yu Darvish, as they have gone to the bullpen. As it taking over now, it is Jeremiah Estrada, the right-hander. And the pitch coming here to Smith is swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. So a good start, quality start by Yu Darvish tonight. And now it's going to be left up to the bullpen to have to bring it home for the Padres. So Estrada, 4-4 on the year. He's making his 57th appearance. He's worked 53 2/3 innings. He has 3 saves. As there's a fastball swung on and it is fouled away. Also going through the stat line, in his 53 2/3 innings, he's allowed 36 hits, 18 runs, 15 have been earned, walked only 17, and struck out a whopping 78. As the 0-2 pitch coming again here to Smith. That's a changeup swung on. This is lifted into left field, coming in hard, and with room to make the catch. As the left fielder, it looks like it is Bryce Johnson, who is replaced Gavin Sheets for some speed and from some defense. So Smith in the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Matt Chapman. The right-hander Estrada throwing from the stretch. Kicks and delivers. There is a changeup that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Right-handed hitting Chapman tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown to center, and he has popped to first. As the right-hander Estrada holds to the set, here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul. That was at 98 miles an hour. Reaches the seats on the first base side. The count now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres enjoying a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a fastball swung on. It is bounced off the foot of the pitcher, grounded over to the third baseman Machado. He throws off balance, and he's going to reach safely. There's Chapman. That's going to be a pinball play. It's going to be a base hit for sure, but I'm sure they're going to come out and check on Estrada. He got hit with a bullet comebacker, the trainer on a full sprint out to the mound. We'll get a look at the replay of it. Looked like it caught him off the back of the left heel, which would be his landing foot. Manager Mike Schilt now out there as well. So Estrada is going to get a couple of practice throws here. Yeah, maybe only one. He says, yeah, I'm good to go. Get out of the way. It's kind of like the Japanese game we saw the other night where the pitcher, the closer for the Hawks last night, got hit on a comebacker right in the middle of the back. The trainer came out, everybody, and he was like, get lost. I don't need you. I love it. So that brings Jung-Hoo Lee to the plate. He is 1 for 2 this evening. Got a single in 2 trips. As the right-hander Estrada delivers a first pitch. Breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. That's another thing that's kind of interesting in the Japanese league is that if a hitter gets hit, they'll take him down the tunnel. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Oh, boy, the umpire over there at third, Adrian Johnson, emphatically with the foul ball sign. We'll get a look at the replay on that one, although they give us the worst angle you could possibly have. Oh, boy. We'll get a look at another one here. Well, I got to say, after that, it looked like Johnson got it right. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm sure the Giants fans aren't happy, but pretty much for sure. Mike says the high tolerance of pain in Japanese players. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. Yeah, I think there's some merit to that. Some mental toughness, mental training. Depends on how you're programmed and what makes you tick. As the pitch on the way is a pitch that's in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. There might be some people that'll be upset when I say this, but certainly at least in the West Coast area where I live, you can see that there is a softness in the people. Not everybody, but certainly in a particular area where I live, where I work. A lot of helicopter parents concerned about every little nick and cut and scratch that kid might have. Sometimes you need to have a good grandparent on side. So here comes the 2-2 offering as Lee waits on the offering from Estrada. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. But certainly some of the toughness that you see from certain players, it's like in certain sports, certainly like in hockey or lacrosse or football. I don't think any of those sports are played at a particular, well, lacrosse is, but football or baseball, or sorry, football, rugby, I don't know if those are high-level sports here. Fastball swung on and fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. So Lee again giving quite the battle here to Estrada. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting his turn on deck is Patrick Bailey. Again, the right-hander Estrada holds set. Now he delivers. Breaking ball swung on. Grounded softly to second. They go to second for 1. There's no way they're going to get the speedy Lee at first. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Chapman erased 4-6. He's gone it for the second out of the inning. Lee safe on the trail side, and it's going to bring Patrick Bailey to the plate. Well, for Bailey, he's 0 for 2 tonight, and he has struck out both of his times he has come to the plate. As he gets himself dug in. Estrada ready to go. Here comes the first offering from the right-hander. Pitch on the way. And it is a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bailey, both times tonight, had been struck out, called strikes looking. Neither one of the bats were very impressive. As the pitch on the way, and there is a split finger pitch that is swung on and fouled right off into Freddie Fermin. For all the fellas that are listening here, if I say he got the family jewels, it was pretty close. Looked like he got the inner thigh. Might have ricocheted off for a little bit of extra. Got to keep up with my banners. My banner is showing bottom of the 6. It's actually the bottom half of inning number 7. It's 4-1 here for the Padres over the Giants. Pitch on the way is a fastball that misses up and away. Our banners are a little bit behind. I don't know if I brought our A game tonight or not. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. Got to get that production staff working overtime in the background. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball at 97 that misses outside. The count's now 2-2 to Bailey. I said in Bailey's last at bat when he was facing Logan Webb, I would challenge him just with pure fastballs and see what he can do. Maybe even offer a tee, the way that Bailey's been swinging it lately. Here comes the 1-2 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. Count remains at 2-2. Ball dudes have been silent tonight in this one. For those of you who don't know, those are the older fellas, or sometimes they have ball gals as well that are down the right and left field lines. There's a split finger pitch that misses low, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Bailey. I think you want to get Bailey here because you definitely want Christian Koss in the next inning. No sense in wasting 2 dead outs in your lineup when you can go after 3 of them, with Drew Gilbert to follow after this. So here comes the 3-2 offering again to Bailey, and the pitch on the way. And it is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. That's a sombrero to remember right there. 3 strikeouts tonight by Patrick Bailey. All 3 have been looking. Hasn't got the bat off the shoulder once yet tonight. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. Your score is the Padres 4, the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. The Padres are coming to bat. It's our friend Matt, who calls San Diego his home, who's going to keep you entertained. We'll be right back in just a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just getting back into the saddle. We're moving to the top of the 8th inning, as it is going to be coming to bat here. For the Padres, it'll be Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts, and Bryce Johnson, as they have departed Logan Webb. They brought Joey Lucchesi in to pitch in relief in the last half inning, and we're just getting a check to see if there is going to be yet another change, as we are waiting on that information, or if Lucchesi will stay in the ball game. Looks like it is still the left-hander here as he's going to be facing Jackson Merrill. Merrill 3 for 3 tonight. He has 2 singles, a double, and an RBI. Big night for the center fielder of the Padres as Lucchesi rocks into the windup and delivers. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend CV in the house. Welcome, CV. As the left-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. CV with the bright blue colors and a big fancy wrench. Glad you can make it in here tonight, CV. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. I was thinking of the World Baseball Classic, and I was thinking, is Jackson Merrill going to be this year's version of Bobby Witt from 2 years or 3 years ago, or 2 years now, going to be 3 years next year? As the 1-2 pitch is on the way, he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball down, gets away from Merrill, and the count is 2-2. He says he sat next to his mom at a rawhide game the day they traded Soto. Interesting. So here comes the 2-2 offering as Lucchesi works under the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. Had to hot button our piece there as we got ourselves a Arizona iced tea. Another pitch that is swung on and fouled away, and the count still remains at 2-2. So Lucchesi ready to go again, getting the signs from Bailey. He rocks into the motion and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and Merrill's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop in Xander Bogaerts. And as it's going to be Bogaerts, out comes Bob Melvin, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. Lucchesi's night is done. He's had a heck of a ball game. He came in, he pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit. And he leaves with a pat on the back. We're going to have Xander Bogaerts coming to the plate. We'll let you know who's coming in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. It is our friend Steve again to keep you entertained.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is a pitching change, as it is going to be Ryan Walker coming into the ball game. It'll be the 3rd pitcher used by the Giants in this one. So Walker on in relief. The 29-year-old, he is making his 51st appearance for the Giants. And he has worked 46 2/3 innings. He's allowed 40 hits, 25 runs, 21 have been earned. He has walked 14 and struck out 46, pitching to a tune of a 4.05 earned run average. So a bit of a workhorse is Walker, as he will come on here in relief. It is going to be Xander Bogaerts who he's about to face. Bogaerts tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, and he has popped to short as he steps in ready to face the offering from the right-hander. And the pitch on the way is a fastball at 95, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. CB says the Angels almost got Merrill, but they didn't want to trade Shohei. Imagine how that would have been a little bit different. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Coulda, woulda, shoulda changed the course of time. Kind of makes you wonder in some ways if there were moves that were possibly could have been made. There's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and it's now 1-2 on Bogarts. How that would effectively change history. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is hammered over to Chapman. He knocks it down on the ground. It goes over to the shortstop, Adames, who tries to throw out the runner at first base. That ball just ate up Chapman. It took a wicked hop. He knocked it down. He kept it in front. We're going to see how they're going to score that one. It is going to be an E5 scoring decision. So Bogarts is going to reach on the air by Chapman at third. It was a one-hop shot. He dropped to a knee to try to backhand it. Knocked it down. Ball squirted away right to Adames, and Adames couldn't retire the runner. Now there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded right back to the pitcher and over to second for one, back to first, and it's going to be an inning-ending double play. Couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. Bryce Johnson, he grounds into the 1-6-3 double play to end the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the eighth. Sorry, for the Padres in their half of the eighth. Having our struggles tonight, keeping the Padres and the Giants separated apart. We're going to the bottom of the eighth inning. Your score is 4-1 for the Padres. And coming to bat for the Giants will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Koss, Gilbert, and Ramos scheduled to hit. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate all of you for hanging in here with us tonight. And if I had to do some outtakes, it might be coming from this one here, maybe a little bit later on. We'll be right back after this timeout. Your score is the Padres 4, the Giants 1 as we move to the bottom of the eighth inning. We'll be back in just a few after this musical timeout. Two other games going on right now in Major League Baseball. It is in the top of the eighth inning, and the Angels are putting up a donut against the Dodgers, 7-0. The Angels have the lead in that one. We are going to get Mason Miller coming on here for the Padres. The former Oakland closer is now on in relief. So Miller here pitching the eighth inning, and a 101-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Christian Koss. Word I would use is overmatched in that first pitch. Here's the 0-1, and there is a breaking ball at 88 that goes all the way to the backstop, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Koss tonight, 0 for 2, has lined to second and struck out. I've only seen highlights of Miller. I don't know if I've ever actually seen him pitch live. And the pitch on the way is a fastball at 101, lifted foul. Count goes to 1-2. We did an Athletics and Mariners game right before the deadline, a couple days before the deadline. And they didn't use Miller to close it out. So you knew something was brewing if that was a day before or whatever, and they weren't using him to close the game. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That was nasty. That slider that he threw Koss is almost as good as his fastball. That thing had a lot of bite to it. Koss gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder in Drew Gilbert. Well, for Gilbert, he's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, a stolen base. He was gunned down trying to head to third on an overthrow by the catcher Fermin. And he swings through a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There'll be Nestor Cortez against Robbie Ray tomorrow night. Same time, same channel. Pitches a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Gilbert. As time has been called, Gilbert backs out. That's one of the things with the offensive timeouts that you don't see anymore. You don't see a lot of the batters when they would jump in there and ask for time in the middle of when the pitcher would come set to throw them out of the rhythm. You don't see a lot of that as much. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and Gilbert's been made quick work of. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and they'll bring up the top of the order in Helio Ramos. Well, for Ramos, he is 0 for 3. He has grounded out, and he has flown out and struck out in his 3 trips tonight. But he has not had to face Mason Miller. And one would have to think that it'll be a diet of Suarez for the 9th inning being fed to the Giants. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball at 101 that Ramos swings through and misses, and the count is 0-1. Ramos batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Miller. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball at 102. It almost got by Fermin, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is Ramos as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's another fastball at 102 that misses up and in. The count now goes to 2-1. Well, we got all these stats. Another stat that would be kind of a funny stat. How many broken bats do pitchers induce over the course of a year? There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 2-2. And I think of that being funny when I think of Trevor Bauer over in Japan with the Bay Stars, and especially when he's breaking people's bats and doing different things. That's how I kind of would wonder if that would be something that somebody would keep. There's a 102-mile-an-hour fastball that goes straight to the backstop, right overhead of the umpire, everybody there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again, he works himself back to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 103 on Ramos, down on strikes. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and Miller just bringing the gas. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 8th inning. They go in order as Miller strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 9th inning. Coming to bat for the Padres will be Cronenworth, Fermin, and Tatis Jr. We'll be right back in just a few after this timeout. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Padres 4 and the Giants 1. We'll be right back after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change as the Giants are going to their bullpen. It's going to be Tristan Beck coming on in relief. Giant right-hander is making his 18th appearance of the year. He's got a record of 1-0. He's worked 28 and a third innings. He's allowed 22 hits, 17 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 16, pitching to a ERA of 5.40. So he is the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Giants. As the right-hander delivers a first pitch fastball that misses down for ball one. The count is 1-0 to Cronenworth. Cronenworth 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single. He's scored a run. He's driven in a run. He's also grounded out and bounced into a fielder's choice. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a breaking ball that catches the upper inside corner of the plate, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Right-hander ready to go as he works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's fouled off right into the feet of Cronenworth. As he goes down to a knee here, count is now 1-2. And if you've ever fouled a pitch off of your leg or your shin, that can really, really, really hurt. And I feel bad for this guy. I've never fouled anything in the 90s off. That was back in the day. Not, I can guarantee you that. But mid 80s, upper 80s, fouling a ball off of the shin. You find out really quickly what a bone contusion is. It's like a bone growing out of a bone in your leg. And Cronenworth's going to do a slow walk around here. He's shaking his head a little bit, but looks like he's going to stay in here. That's the best way I can describe it. It looks like a bone growing out of your bone in your leg. It's got to be the worst feeling ever. I can only imagine when you ramp up another 10 more miles what that feels like. So fix your swing. Don't be so long to the ball. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball down, gets away from the catcher Bailey, and the count goes to 2-2 on Cronenworth. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There have been players in the history of the game who've broken their leg fouling pitches off themselves. Again, something I wouldn't want to be a part of. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Cronenworth just turns around and walks right back to the dugout. He wanted no part of Beck. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher and Freddie Fermin. Well, for Fermin, he delivered the big blow here. It was the 2-run shot to give the Padres a 4-1 lead as he bats from the right side here. He's 1 for 3 tonight. The first pitch is a breaking ball that gets away from Bailey, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Fermin digs himself back in. Taps both sides of the plate, and he's waiting on the pitch here from Beck, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count is 2-0. You can kind of see why Beck is... He throws hard. You can see why he's just not that sharp. He just needs a little bit more refinement on some of his pitches. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. But it's hard not to like his stuff. That is for sure. 95 miles an hour. You can't walk down Main Street, USA, and find guys throwing 95 all the time. Here's a pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming over underneath it is Jung-Hoo Lee. He's got plenty of room to make the catch, and that is going to retire Fermin for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Fernando Tatis Jr. Well, for Tatis Jr., he doubled and scored a run back in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 4 tonight. He's also flown out and grounded out twice. As the pitch from Beck on the way as a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Padres 4, Giants 1, top of the 9th inning. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. The count goes to 1-1. One of the fellas who was in the stream earlier here tonight was talking about how Fernando Tatis can make things look really easy. And that is true. Sometimes he makes it look easy, but sometimes he just does some dogged things out in the field. There's a fastball that misses up, and the count goes to 2-1. Not sure I really like the way that he plays a lot of his defense. And I'm not talking about the balls that come to him. I'm talking about the way that he backs up plays. There's a fastball that he is taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tatis. The plays you make are one thing. It's the plays you don't make that are the other. And there's a breaking ball missing down. And the count now 3-2 to Tatis Jr. Waiting on deck is Luis Arraez. And if I'm back here, well, let's just go play good old-fashioned hardball. You got 3 balls and 2 strikes. Go right after him. Challenge him. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lined into left field. That's not how I was thinking of challenging him. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Tatis cruising around first. He's heading into second. Ramos fires it back into the infield. And Tatis has got himself a 2-out double. His second double of the night, and that is going to bring up the first baseman in Luis Arraez. That was a really good piece of hitting there by Tatis. He was able to stay back on the breaking ball, hammer it over the head of Matt Chapman all the way to the wall. So that brings Arraez to the plate, who is 0 for 4 tonight. He has grounded out each time he's been to the plate. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. The only one he hasn't grounded to has been the shortstop. So no balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander delivers again, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's hammered foul off into the netting down the right field line. And the count now goes to 0-2. It was interesting the way it got stuck in the netting there. There's a lady who was able to pick that up for herself. Get herself a free souvenir. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on it. There you go. Grounded to short. Adames fields it. He throws to first, and he's got everybody in the infield has touched the ball that Arraez has hit tonight. Ground out 6-3 to end the inning. That is going to do it here in the 9th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 4-1 for the Padres. Stick around, everybody. It's the last chance for the Giants to try to get on the board. We'll be back in just a few when we return after this. Our friend CV says that he saw Tatis play in Sacramento in the minors on a rehab assignment. Now, you look at him, he's got all the tools that you could want. I just wonder if he's got a tool that sits on his shoulders. We'll be right back in just a bit. It is going to be Devers, Adames, and Smith when we return. We're moved ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 9. We'll be back after this musical timeout with all the action.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, and Dominic Smith to come to bat. It is Devers who has the only run of the night for the Giants, a solo shot, as Robert Suarez has taken over, and the first pitch is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Suarez making his 52nd appearance. He has 32 saves. He's worked 49 in a third inning, striking out 51. Pitching to a 3.28 ERA, as there's a fastball at 99 for a called strike, and the count's 0-2 to Rafi Devers. Devers hit that ball to the opposite field over the Bank of America sign in left center field. For the only run of the game for the Giants, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Giants need instant runs. And Roberto Suarez was a Hanshin Tiger. He came out of the Japanese League a couple of years ago. Had some success in Japan and closing games here in the big leagues for the Padres. There was a fastball at 100, swung at and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Suarez gets a new baseball, ready to go again as the 1-2 offering on the way. 100-mile-an-hour fastball just misses off the outside corner. Count goes to 2-2. I wondered if he could throw a knee-buckling breaking ball here, or maybe a changeup that would just freeze Devers. There's a fastball at 101, swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. After this game is over, we'll give you a full roundup around Major League Baseball, as there is a couple of games still going on. But all the other games are finals across the big leagues. It's not a full slate today. There's only 11 games being played on the Monday. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Fielded by Cronenworth, he throws to first, and Devers is going to be retired on a groundout 4-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop in Willie Adames. Well, for Adames, he is 0-3 tonight. He has flown to right, struck out, and grounded out in his 3 trips. As the right-hander ready to go again, holds himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Adames flowing out to right, struck out and grounded out. The strikeout, he wasn't very happy. The home plate umpire, or actually with the first base umpire, said he went around. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Moving over to his right is Jackson Merrill. And he's there to make the catch, and now the Giants are down to their final out. And that is slated to bring Dominic Smith to the plate. Giants have had only 5 hits tonight in this game. They have struggled to string some hits together. As the right-hander Suarez holds to the set, here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the 9th inning. Padres enjoying a 4-1 lead. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. On its way. Fastball at 100. Swung on and missed. And the count runs even to 1-1. Again, the right-hander ready to go. Getting the sign from his catcher Fermin, and there's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and fouled away. Now the Giants are down to their final strike. CV says the Giants just can't seem to get it together. I think it's probably your fault. When you were down there, CV, you couldn't bring those guys together. CV was there for the games, or the Pirates and the Giants series a couple of weeks back. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on it. It's going to be lifted foul. That's going to reach the upper deck down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. And the Giants need to get on a run, and the run isn't happening yet. You can see that right now. It's just kind of stumbling along, bumbling along. If they want to see the postseason, there's a changeup that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. That truly is unfortunate if you are a Giants fan. If you're not a fan of the Giants and a fan of the Padres or the Dodgers, you're probably pumping a fist. As the pitch on the way is a fastball, another one at 100 miles an hour, and another one fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Dominic Smith. This reminds me eerily of Smith's first at bat against Yu Darvish, where he had a 9-pitch at bat to lead off the second inning, and he ended up winning it with a base hit. Here's the 1-2. Fastball again swung on, another one fouled away. So quality at bats here for Dominic Smith tonight. I would think this would be the opportune time for another off-speed pitch out of Suarez. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a changeup again that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Padres looking to finish it off. Matt Chapman is the on-deck hitter. He's hoping for a chance to come to bat. Pitch on the way. It is a changeup swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the third base line, and the count remains 2-2. So 9 pitches deep into this at bat for Dominic Smith. Tip your hat to him. He has really made the pitchers work here tonight. It was a 9-pitch at bat in his first at bat against Yu Darvish, and here he's got a 10-pitch at bat looming against Suarez. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Coming in hard and making the catch is Johnson, and that is going to do it, as the Padres are going to win this one here tonight, 4-1. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard in the 9th. Your score is the Padres 4, the Giants 1. I'll come back and wrap this one up for you here in just a couple moments. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Your final score in this one here is the Padres 4 and the Giants 1. The recap is as follows. The Padres got the scoring going in the top of the 6th inning. A leadoff double by Fernando Tatis. And with 1 out, there was a walk to Manny Machado. And after Ryan O'Hearn struck out, up stepped Jackson Merrill, and he delivered an RBI double that brought home Tatis Jr. with the first run of the game. Giants responded in their half of the 6th as Rafi Devers hit a solo shot to left center field, and that made the scoreline 1-1 after 6 complete. But it was the Padres who flexed their muscles in the 7th. A leadoff double from Gavin Sheets. Jake Cronenworth then came up and singled home Bryce Johnson, who came in to run for Sheets. That made the scoreline 2-1. And then Freddie Fermin deposited his 4th home run of the year into the left field seats. And that made the scoreline 4-1, and that is how it ended. The win tonight, well, that is going to go to Yu Darvish. He's going to improve to 2-3. Logan Webb takes the loss. He goes to 10-9. And Robert Suarez picks up his 33rd save of the year. Now we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll do the full roundup for you. Tigers knocked off the White Sox tonight 2-1. Tigers eked one out in the ninth inning. 2-8-0 for the Tigers, 1-4-0 for the Chi Sox. Finnegan gets the win. Eisert takes the loss, and Vest gets his 17th save of the year. The Phillies beat the Reds 4-1. Jordan Romano gets the win in relief. He goes to 2-4. Andrew Abbott takes the loss. He's 8-3 for the Reds, and Orlin Kirkering gets the save, his third of the year for the Phillies. Yankees knocked off the Twins tonight 6-2, 6-10-0 for the Yankees, 2-3-1 for the Twins. Will Warren gets his 7th win against 5 losses. Matthews takes the loss. He goes to 3-4. Royals beat the Nationals 7-4 tonight. Daniel Lynch gets the win. He goes to 4-2. And it is Jackson Rutledge taking the loss. He goes to 1-2. Estevez gets his 30th save for the Royals. 7-10-0 for Kansas City, 4-9-0 for the Nats. Again, your final 7-4 Royals. Brewers beat the Pirates 7-1 tonight. 7-11-2 for the Brew Crew, 1-3-1 for the Buccos. Quintana, drinking from the fountain of youth, pitching against his old team, gets his 10th win of the year against 4 losses. Andrew Heaney takes the loss. He goes to 5-10. Cardinals beat the Rockies tonight 3-2. They had to do it late as they scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-9-2 for the Cardinals, 2-5-0 for the Rocks. Leahy gets the win. He goes to 3-1. Mejia takes the loss. He drops to 1-1 for the Rocks. Diamondbacks fall in extra innings to the Rangers, 7-6, 7-11-1 for the Rangers, 6-11-1 for the D-backs. Maton gets the win. He goes to 2-3. Saul Frank the loss. He's 0-1. The Astros knocked off the Red Sox 7-6, 7-10-0 for Houston, 6-10-0 for the Red Sox. Javier gets the win. He goes to 1-0. Garrett Crochet takes the loss. He's 13-5. Sousa gets his 4th save of the year. Other games that are currently going on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Angels have a 7-4 lead over the Dodgers. And that one there, they had a 7-0 lead. Dodgers scored 4 in the top of the 8th. They will still have their chance to get more in the 9th, as that is where they are moving to now. Through 8 innings, 7-4 Angels. And in the top of the 8th inning, the Rays have a 6-4 lead over the Athletics. They are threatening as they've got the bases loaded and 1 out. 6-14-0 for the Rays, 4-5-0 for the Athletics. That is where we stand in that one. Once again, everybody, our friend God is Great said one of the Angels players is injured. Well, we'll have to go take a look and see who that is when I go and take a peek. We'll find out, get some updates on that once the game is completed. All right, everybody, have a great night. We appreciate you for listening in. It'll be the same 2 teams tomorrow night, Padres and Giants. Hope you can make it with us. Look forward to having you when we do. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.